Hello! Welcome to my first long-form video, guys. It's really awesome to see you. I don't know where the thing is on my camera. It's been, I think, a month since I started posting, and we've grown so much. We're like pushing, at the time of recording this, 1,000 subscribers. So cool. As I'm recording, it is Thanksgiving Day. No rest for the weary, so yeah. Well, let's just get into it. So, why I decided to do this thing of drawing like the masters. Well, you know, I'm a comic artist. I really want to work professionally, as I love American comics. But my first love was manga. I actually got into manga in like 2020, reading One Piece. And that's when I started drawing. It's only been a few years. And I was always told that my style was amazing. And I need to keep that. And I've been developing that myself. And I started doing studies just like this. But I needed to pass over a technical hurdle. So, you know, I decided that what better thing to do than to get back to my roots, start studying artists that I love. And while I'm also studying to get better. And I had some amazing career news at New York Comic Con. I met like Scott Snyder, who's amazing and a really good teacher. And Nick Dragata, these great comic people who really love my work. So trying to break into that industry, and also I love YouTube, so I figured it was the best thing to do. So anyway, without further ado, how this is going to be is that I'm going to put up time lapses when I have them for Jojo's, BLEACH, and One Punch Man, because I did those on my iPad. For Berserk, I don't think I have any time lapses, so I'm just going to talk and put my art up, and then do that. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, so Berserk. So a big thing that I really focused on with this is getting my anatomy down and my line equality and my patience. I am not a patient. I used to not be a patient artist. I'm renowned for going fast, and I think it's a great skill builder. But I was getting a little too fast, so this slowed me down in a great way. And I think that the third one's my favorite, the one with Guts and Casca. I think it's the one where I really think I captured the idea, and that's the thing I mainly got out of this series, is that I captured the idea of Berserk art style with so much like strength that a lot of artists don't. I need to again work on the technical things, and a lot of people were telling me that, and I accept that. But it really increased my confidence because this got a lot of views and it got me a lot of subscribers. So I was like, oh, maybe I can be faulted and flawed as an artist, but still, you know, deserve success, which is super cool. And it also taught me about how styles can develop, because a lot of people don't talk about. I just saw that Kentaro Miura got criticized a crap ton for his art when he first started Berserk. We look at it now that he's this god, but I actually find Berserk to be really inspiring because he has like some problems in the beginning and then gets so much better, and by the end it's already a masterpiece. And I'm not, again, he's awesome, I love him, you know, that's what I learned from this one. And then Jojo's, so I'm going to cut to the time lapse. Jojo's, the main thing I learned was how to be bold and confident with your form and shading. That was really it, and the color, and really, yeah, boldness was a big word for me here. You know, everything's bold. The anatomy is bold, especially in the beginning. The colors are bold, the shading's bold, and it's amazing. I think I hit a point where I thought I really wasn't going to get through this series. There was a real, like, am I kind of a failure? But I really learned a lot about how to be confident in your own style, even though I was copying another person's style. And my line quality, again, got a lot better, and I started to really work out the confidence anatomy issues, the facial issues that were presented in the Berserk study section. So I really feel like Jojo's was really this cool thing where the community kind of came together. A lot of my recurring viewers started to pop in, and a lot of enthusiasm. I realized how wonderful the community of anime manga people can be. Not that the Berserk fans were nasty, but like Jojo fans are just so passionate that it's like that, combined with the really technical proficiency of Berserk fans and the love that people have for Araki's art style, really made me feel emboldened to keep pursuing this art style while also applying it to my own. And then my own illustration in this, the Grayson one, I loved it. I think my editors loved this piece. I just think I really did a great job with this. And I think that it really encapsulates what I learned with this piece. It's just so, the high fashion, the background, the pose. I got a lot of One Piece comments about this, which made sense. I mean, I love One Piece, so I'll always take that. And that kind of makes sense because I combine my art style with Araki. So pretty sure that's the time lapse that's up right now. If I change that, I'll make a note. But yeah, this was really fun to make. And yeah, on to Bleach. Bleach, this was kind of unexpected because I did like the vote and I think Bleach won. This one I really, really loved coming back to because I learned a lot of how to draw basically when I was reading Bleach a few years ago. So the character design, of course, everyone talks about that. It's amazing. I learned about simplicity because he is really a skilled artist, but he really weaponizes simplicity, especially with his line quality, and cool factor, because cool factor was the biggest part of these illustrations, especially with Urlaquara, which is one of my favorites. I think a lot of people love that one. That was great. And then I learned a lot about refining lines in this one, and then like making sure that my lines really worked and were thick and thin. This was really, I started playing around with that. I also started using a smaller brush and a smaller pen, and that really, really works. You can really see that in these compositions. So yeah, I really learned a sense of dynamism and, you know, keeping things closer and far away, as well as keeping the colors really dynamic here. Yeah, it was really, really humbling to draw these, but I really feel like I learned a lot, and I really started to see the upper limits of what I can do with this series and what I can do with my own illustrations. And I started to become a little more daring and confident with that. So that's going to be a theme in this. So yeah, I guess we should go on to the next series. All right, and then I think my camera got a little knocked off. Okay, and oh, my cat's here. Oh, sorry, Fifi. Did I scare you? Oh, I'm sorry, Fifi. Back up. It's okay. Oh, I'm putting her back there. I'm scared her. She didn't expect me to touch her. So with One Punch Man, I really worked on anatomy and facial construction. I still had some room to improve towards the end, but I think I learned a lot. Another thing was shading and using different brushes when I shade, like a hard round brush, being more tactful with my soft round and my square brush. That really helped. Biggest thing, though, was the wow factor of different compositions. You can see in this original that I'm making that I really focused on the dynamic and making the storytelling really be a wow pop. And then another thing that I think is really funny is I learned about stylism and keeping your own style while also not giving an F, you know, can't swear on YouTube. But is this really about, you know, trying to lean into what makes you you as an artist while also maintaining some form of technical proficiency, which is a big thing about how I work. And I don't think there's a better series for that than One Punch Man. I mean, Jojo does a little bit of that, but One Punch Man really excels technically while also maintaining Murata's goals as an artist. I really also felt like I love my first two studies of Saitama and Tatsumaki, but I learned more in the last two, which a lot of people responded to. And I learned that if you're trying to learn more, typically people respond to that really well. And that's going on with this illustration as well. And I see I added a background. That was just because like I really wanted to draw this and ideate this character. And I really worked on this illustration, keeping the purples and the different colors alive. So yeah, I think next we're going to talk about what I'm going to apply to my own work, which you can probably gather from this, but yeah, we're going to talk about it in a minute. So, all right. Before we end, I'm going to talk about a little bit of what I'm bringing into my own work now, like in my 200-page graphic novel Grayson, and then my monthly books. I have two of those that I'm working on. I'm working on refining my technique while keeping my personal style, you know, with anatomy. I have books on perspective over there. I can go into that some other day, what I study outside of these, because I do study outside of these studies. Becoming a better visual storyteller. I love visual storytelling. I'm a writer first, actually. Excuse me. I'm a writer first, but I love drawing. I love drawing, and I really want to become I want to really know how to tell a story, while also, in my own way, but also, you know, learning from the best. Yeah, and I want to be, like I said, I want to be a solid artist with a unique flair. I want to be a unique artist. I think my style is easily recognizable. And I think, yeah, I want to break boundaries while respecting the masters. I don't want to fly in the face of what's come before, but I also don't want to be tied to it. Like, people sometimes I love when people give me critiques. There are some critiques that I just don't agree with that I'll be respectful, but like, thank you for the critique, but I don't do it that way. But there are other critiques, like draw an eye line, that I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I need to do that. So yeah, in conclusion, the future of where this is going to go. So I'm going to go into full pages now. I want to bolster these skills while building confidence in full pages. I mean, I've drawn a lot of pages on my own, but I want to learn and study full pages. I'm going to become a real mangaka. In America, it's kind of just a cartoonist, but I'm going to use that mangaka. It's kind of what we're doing. I have 2 books that I'm actively working on. And 2 of them are in more pre-production. One of them, I have 3 books. Sorry, I have 3 books that I'm working on. One is just about to finish the first draft. It's a full-length like graphic novel. The other 2 are more monthly comics, and one of them just started production. So I want to apply the lessons that I've learned here. Relying on confidence. It's like I need to be confident. A big note I've gotten from my editors is be confident in your lines. Be confident you are good at this. You know, like, this has built that. And then the final one is cheesy and corny, but be yourself. You know, I'm not trying to draw any comics like Araki or like Horikoshi or like Miura. I'm trying to draw these as much as I can get without being like super like, close. I think that can be kind of limiting, but I'm trying to learn from them and apply it to my own style. So if I honestly don't hit the mark, that's okay. But I want to be myself. I want to refine my own style to the point, and whatever that leads me to. The conclusion is thank you so much for following and being awesome. When I posted the Berserk series, I was like, this might do well, but I didn't expect it to have return viewers. That's weird for me, but in an amazing way. I love that. And I'll keep doing my best, and I know you guys will hold me to that standard and hold me to a better standard as we get better. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, day and look forward to more. And thanks so much. I'm going to go eat my Thanksgiving dinner. See you later. Rock on. Peace.